Hello, everybody. Okay. How's everyone doing today? Hello. So for those who are, how's everyone doing? I can't type and talk at the same time. Holy shit. Oh, oops, Periscope didn't let me comment there. I gotta try again. So, how is everyone? Make it good that way. So, couple things. We got a lot going on today. Gonna bring you a little bit closer. Let's see. So for those who are just joining me for the first time, my name is Mary June Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Sometimes I'm a buddy an astrologer. Sometimes I'm just an astrologer. So here I am. I'm just an astrologer today. And just going through the weaves of the world, just the ins and the outs. Had a rough week at work. Whoa, work. Any more W's in there, Tanya? I don't know if I'd be able to say it. So, moody. Ooh, we got moodiness today. Yeah. I can see the moodiness coming in with people. So a couple things. It's National Tequila Day. Ow! So for those who want tequila, it's National Tequila Day. So we have that going on. And Taylor Swift dropped a whole bunch of music. So if you're a Taylor Swift fan, she dropped, I don't know, she's trending right now. She's got quite a few songs trending on YouTube. You know, I don't follow, like, I think she's a very talented young woman, very gifted. I don't think she'd be voting for Kanye West, that's for sure. So yes, drink up. Yay, praises to the tequila god. Yes, agave, baby. Let's bring it in. So I have Taylor in the back. Oh, and just 1 second. You know what was really cool? We'll come back to this. Was One Direction. 10 years of One Direction. 10 years. Can you believe that? Oh my God, 10 years. So if you think of these little guys, they're about 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. These guys are going through their Saturn Pluto return. Or not their Saturn return. They'll be coming up. So we have One Direction anniversary going on. So much. And I was doing a little read up on of people who were born with their Pluto in Scorpio, which was from let me get the date right. Think about it, Mary. November 83 to November 95, I believe. And that's when there was people with Pluto and Saturn. Or Pluto and Mercury. Oh, hold on. These guys are all coming in at once. Stop it, guys. Just halt it at the door and just stop. So, Pluto and Scorpio. So the Pluto and Scorpio, the ones who are born with Pluto and Scorpio right now, they are going through some craziness. That's what I'm going to call it. So the Pluto and Scorpio generation. Pluto Scorpio generation was from November 1983 till November 1995. Very much intense time for a lot of them, because some of them are definitely have gone through a Saturn return. Some of them are coming into a Saturn return. So there's a lot of energy coming in with them, and plus with the energies in the world. So we have this generation of people, of young people who are coming in, and some of them, and you'll see it with this generation too. What I found is that you'll have young people who have made millions of dollars and then committed suicide, or overdosed on drugs, or also in this generation, because it's such a high intensity generation, like they're really wanting to rebel against the world. They want to make their mark. They want to do well in this world, but there is just so many obstacles and changes and that have come in for them in order for them to create. This is a generation that has a high mental illness comparatively to many others. I mean, I think the next generations that are coming up are having a different form of mental illness. The ones that were born with Pluto and Sag. You know, that's a generation that was coming in for 95. So coming in 95 and having that Pluto Sag till 2008. So we have that generation too. So it's a different form of energy that came in, because they're very fiery. They want to, it's like they're not grasping the world around them at times. They're out there, and these two generations, the Scorpio and the Sagittarius generation, these are the upcoming leaders of our world. These are the ones who are coming in, that are coming into a time where they can run for office or start doing a lot of changes in this world. But they're very, many times very confused, very overrun. So it is, and they get confused. That makes so much sense for the boys I'm working with at the recovery house. Lots of runaways this week. Yeah, because it's like, why it's difficult. I mean, this is the planet of death and rebirth. So in its home sign of Scorpio. So when things go into Scorpio, it is intense, man. We're not exactly I don't know. There's such an intensity when it comes to Scorpios. And with that intensity, with that Pluto generation, this is where it's the change the world using ancient wisdom. That's the thing, is that we have a generation of people that there is no honoring the passage of time, honoring their passage. So ancient wisdom is a huge one, coming into that ancient wisdom, coming into that energy of understanding, coming into that energy of trying to figure out the world around them. And those that were born with this, and then we have the, going into the Sagittarius energy. So this is where a lot of, I have so many clients in that age group that have a difficult time looking at the system. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, this, millenniums and, generation, whatever they are. But that they look at the system and they don't understand the system. It's hard for them to work in the system. I have 2 generations in Scorpio, 2 kids in Scorpio, 2 kids with generation Sag. And the two, there's, yes, there's a huge difference within them, but each possess, trying to like this, almost like the Plutos and Sag want to make, trying to make things concrete, trying to make it happen, it's like almost wanting to control it. Like, I got the answers, let me go ahead and do it. And this evolution that's coming in with these beautiful people that are coming into this age of awareness, this age of growing up, in a time of craziness is a time I think that we really need to go back to the ancient wisdoms and stepping back into that time. And so with the Mayan calendar, which is really on that kin 3D that I'm using, we are in now with the Mayan calendar. It is a time of no time before they start, because we're coming into the new year for the Mayan calendar. So we're coming into this new year of the Mayan calendar, which starts on the 26th. So right now, and going through this weekend, we are going through a space with no time. It's kind of it's a portal where there's spaciousness, there's space, but where you think it was a minute may have been an hour or a day. So you might find today that the time that you're doing something, it's like, oh my God, I thought it was 9 and it's 3. Time will it'll just be elusive. So we're in this energy of elusiveness and bringing in that elusiveness, right? And when we're coming into, and I know Tanya's saying the process of their trauma. Yeah, a lot of trauma with especially boys. Boys are the big girls, yes, but boys there's this transitioning with the boys. And I know with my eldest one, I mean, he was 1990. And then I have my second one in 92, and he's going through some, like, what the hell am I going to do? Like all of, things that he wants to do. And then coming into where, like, I want to live up to this one or that one. I'm trying to figure it all out. But the escapism is huge. The escapism is huge because we also have that Neptune energy that's coming in, and where Neptune was. So, Neptune entering, I'm just finding out the year, Neptune entering Pisces. Because it's been there so Neptune entered Pisces in February 2012. So it will be in there till 2025. What's with the Scorpio born in 84 for 8 years, worst years of my life? 8 years transitioning, huge transitioning, trying to figure the world out, right? For 8 years, trying to figure this world out, trying to fit in a world that doesn't allow you to fit in. Because you're coming in with extremes. You're not conforming. You're not being that conformist. So when you're not conforming, when you're not doing what everybody's telling you what you're supposed to do, there's a lot that goes inside of you that you're trying to figure out because you're wanting to live up to others' way. Now, with the energies that we're having right now, with the Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, they will open doors in order to help us, to lead us to where we want to go. But it's that transitioning of acceptance of who we are, which we are as a humanity having difficulties with. Because Saturn, being where Saturn is the one of time and discipline and karma, and this is the way you have to do it. This is what you're supposed to do, right? Not like authority and abusive. Yeah. Going out. Now we have this Saturn. Now Saturn is such a multifaceted energy and planet. So we have the people who I want to follow the laws and the order of this land. I want to be the one who the powers that be said, I have to do this. I will follow the law. I'm a good citizen. I'm a good person. Then you have the other part that says, but why are we following it? It doesn't make any sense. This isn't something that's going to help us. And so we have the energy that comes in that is challenging the Saturn. That's challenging it and saying, this really doesn't make any sense to me. And then you have the ones that just tell me what to do. Somebody will fix it. Everything will be fine. Just fix it. I just want to wake up and just do my life. I just want to be doing what I was doing. I just want to go putter in my backyard, go to the store when I want. I just fix it. Just fix it. So we have this frustration coming up. And I believe that Saturn or that Pluto and Scorpio energy with that generation is coming in and immensely and an intensive for us at this time. They are the reflection of the craziness in this life. The trying to come in because they were they're not the starseed children. Trying to think, oh my God, my brain just went blank. They're not the starseed children. They're not the rainbow children. They are the warrior children. They are the children that are coming in. They are our guardians. They are our protectors. They came in to help to protect this world. Indigo. Thank you, Tanya. Yes. They came in to be the indigo. They are the last, not saying that they're the very last of indigo children to come in, but the first indigo children that started to come in were in the early 60s, in around 62, 63. That was sort of when the first sort of onset of indigo children came in and wanting to make a change and wanting to do things. So they came in intermittently. And now this last one from 83 was sort of like the last, this force coming in of, oh, the trials and the tribulations in the world around me. And I need to stand up. You'll find that a lot of people, are wanting to stand up for justice, wanting to be the ones that are standing up against the forces that be. They want to stand up and say, hey, this is not right for me. This is not where I need to be. And fight for that underdog. But they find that when they're trying to do it, either they're coming out too abrasive, they're coming out, there's so much red tape. It's like, why can't we just do it? Just do it, you know? So we have that, and we have that struggle, right? So when Neptune was in Scorpio, Neptune prefers to delve deep into the energies. So we also have a generation of this Neptunian energy into Scorpio. And when Neptune with this Scorpio energy comes in, there is, and I'm just trying to find out the exact year when that happened, because that brings in a lot of craziness too. So the Neptune Scorpio era, 1956 to 1970. And hold on. Okay. Because Neptune being the god of 57 to 70. So with that, those children that had, okay. So with the kids that have, with the kids who have that Pluto and Scorpio had Neptune in Capricorn. So having Neptune in Capricorn, it's like, here comes, Poseidon in his dad's house. His dad's not there. And it's like, what the hell's going on? And a lot of them have where they're going to have an opposition or a squaring to that Saturn. So now we have this energy of saying, I'm not going with this. This is all delusional. This is bringing in too much craziness within my life and within what I'm seeing. I can't handle it all. And what Pluto and Scorpio are, I mean, it will go into the very deep, crazy taboos, the excesses of drugs and sex and alcohol and abusiveness, as it is looking at where Neptune is in Capricorn. So when we start to look at people's charts, or we look at the energies of what's going on and looking at the energies right now, we find where we are able to sort of look at the world around us and say, hey, this is I get it. Okay, this energy is coming in right now. How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to work with this? Am I going to fight it? Is it energy that I can work with, or is it energy that is really saying, okay, I better just sort of go with the flow right now and not fight it? So with this, right now that we have a Neptune Uranus square. Well, Neptune is in his sign. Neptune is home in Pisces. So he's going to have a lot more power over Uranus, who's sitting there in Taurus, who doesn't like to be in Taurus, and he hates it. And what Taurus is trying to do is trying to scrape up things happening in this earth and just send them out. And of course, Neptune is all about dreams and elusiveness, and he controls the news. And this energy coming in is saying, hey, let's play this party. Let's look at the illusions in this world around us. So having an understanding of the astrology helps you to really look at what's going on in the world. Also has you look around at your own children, on what's happening with them and some of the transits that are going on. And understanding that, okay, this one doesn't do well with the moon in Cancer. This one doesn't do well. Right now we're coming into a Libra moon. And, with that out of Virgo, so we're going to be coming into the weekend with the Libra moon. And the moon is going to be opposing a lot of different energies, and it's going to be looking at things. So, and Libra just wants to have balance, and it just wants to do things nicely, but nobody's listening, right? But this Libra moon is going to have a hard time this weekend. It's going to be having, some really crazy aspects when it comes to the Jupiter, Saturn, and with Uranus. So it's going to be going through some crazy transits this weekend that she's like, fuck off, Mary. I don't want to hear your shit anymore. But it's going to also, because we also have where Mars is at 14 degrees, almost entering shadow. It enters shadow at 15 degrees. So as Mars is heading into a shadow over the weekend, then we have it's going to be squaring off with Venus. It's almost going to make a square with Venus, because Venus is coming out of her shadow. So they're going to be like, okay, you're going to have this polarity of male and female, with the moon in Libra wanting to make a balance with this all and say, hey, let's get along. But it's like, I need to know who I truly am. I need to know my truth. And with some who have, depending on where their Pluto and their Neptune is, and where their Mars is, because Mars and Venus are very personal. Where's Mars and Venus in your chart? How are they aspecting these energies in order for you to find out who your truth is and what you want to be and how you want to be seen through all of the craziness? Through all of the craziness. Because as the moon leaves over the weekend and as the moon goes into Scorpio on Monday, it's squaring the sun. It's saying, okay, come on, baby. Here we go. And the sun is exalted. So the sun's in an area where it's like, you know what? I don't give a flying fuck about you, Scorpio, or about you, Capricorn, or about you, anybody. And I swear, if I have an emotional breakdown, I don't care. I am the sun. I am who I am, and I am going to allow myself to be who I am. I'm going to be inquisitive. I'm going to ask questions, and I want to know why things are the way they are. I want to know. So getting down into that inquisition, good word. Inquiry means going in, finding out. Let's get to the root of it. And yet, Neptune is going like, oh yeah, but look at this over here. Look at, I want to throw you over into delusion. I want to throw you over into crazy land. So it's like, oh, fuck, what else? You know, and plus we're in a, you know, we're going through a time of timelessness, of entering into a place of timelessness, of even, could be even greater illusions for some people. But this is coming into it where, when I did my some work with Mary Magdalene, because it was her feast day the other day, and she has a grotto in the south of France that they have, and she has another one, I can't remember where it is, but it is this energy of acceptance, right? I think somebody came out and they were when they're doing a paper, I don't know. Anyways, they said that Mary Magdalene wasn't a prostitute. I went, oh, really? Okay. Because she was a woman that came from wealth. She was a woman who came from prestige. She did have money. And she was a woman that was trained in a lot of the magical arts. She was a woman who understood who she was and saw within this man who was going around like a crazy hippie, that she was just like, God, there's something to him. You know, well, you got to think the King James Bible was written by King James with Shakespeare to make it elaborate and more, and bring in more of the, pieces. But the thing is that people don't, the focus, because of when it was written also, focus wasn't on what women were doing. Focus wasn't on what women were doing. It was a patriarchal system. They weren't watching what the women were doing. They weren't watching the women coming in, and doing the spells, doing their magic, going into the deepness. Right? Because Mary Magdalene studied with the ancients of Babylon and Mesopotamian. So that is Ishtar and Inanna. Both Ishtar and Inanna, if you go into and you look into it, they both went into hell for 3 days and 3 nights and went through the 7 doors. And met up with the 7 doors of hell to conquer, to free, to get what they wanted and bring it back up. Jesus also died 3 days, 3 nights and went to the bowels of hell. Atheists can feel their loved ones. Oh, definitely. I do. They know. Atheism is just a belief of themselves. But we all get sensations or feelings that there's something more than what is around, but a lot of them are very fact-based, right? and looking at fact base. That's just another belief. Yeah. They want to see the facts, and sometimes facts come in that cannot be proven. Facts come in that can't be proven. So when we look into, and when I was working and just did this meditation with Mary Magdalene, and the beautiful part, and as we're going through this journey with her, and with the person that she totally loved, and we know that there was one child conceived from this marriage, and that they did settle in the south of France. So there's evidence of that this lineage, this energy of magic or knowledge is there, and it's there for us to obtain. It's there for us to work with and allow for that divine energy of the goddess to come through with, as we are doing that, honoring that of the masculine and bringing that energy in of the masculine. There's also where Mary Magdalene, she, taught, and I really truly believe this, taught Jesus to go into a deep coma, death, so that he would be gone for 3 days and 3 nights, because she's the one who found him. She's the one who got up. So girls have power. But that's it, is that we have to go into our inner power, into our acceptance of who we are. And that's where this energy is coming into this acceptance and into this, okay, there's going to be some rules and regulations that are going to be coming in. Some I don't agree with, but right now it's like, okay, am I going to fight the system with Saturn and Capricorn? Hell no. No. This isn't the time to do it. This isn't the time. This is a time of preparation. This is a time of preparing. This is a time of gathering information, looking at things and weighing things out and being inquisitive, especially with that North Node in Gemini, asking questions, finding out information, knowing the facts. Don't just go by what somebody says. Honestly, go dig things up, find your own medical information. You're going to find, because scientists are being bought off. They're not going to, a lot of scientists aren't going to come out and tell you the whole truth right now, because they're being ruled by Pfizer or other pharmaceuticals that are funding them, DuPont. So this is where you have to start digging, and this is where that Mars and our lovely little Venus comes in and says, let's start looking into things a little bit more deeper. Let's start looking into things and asking questions. So I have the knowledge for myself, so I know what is the truth and how that weighs out for me. Do we need to figure out, or do we need to dig, or are things going to come out? Some things are going to come out. I mean, especially with this Neptune, but it's not going to be as clear as we want it. Some things you're going to have to dig. There's I mean, I got a lot of Mercury in my chart, so I want to find out information. I will go digging. I'm a digger. So I want to go and dig, and I want to go find out, when did Inanna do this? Things like that. I feel like a lot is going to come out. A lot is going to come out, especially with the, I'm just looking at the chart right now. Just let me pull it up. So especially with the Neptune and Uranus. And Neptune is also squaring off with Venus and trining with Mercury right now. So Neptune's doing a trine with Mercury. So it's giving information is coming out, wanting to come out. So here, Mercury, because Mercury's going full steam ahead. saying, I want this information, give me this information so I can go forward with it. So we'll find as it gets the information to go forward with it. But there's still that energy with, Neptune's retrograde too. So the information may not be fully comprehensible. So, but information definitely will. So be true to yourself, accept yourself for who you are, 100%, all your flaws. Be kind to yourself, especially with the energies coming forward, and with a lot of changes that are going to be happening. I definitely encourage you to get a natal chart reading and to go through it, even to get your natal chart and start looking at it, even though you might not understand everything totally, so that you can sort of look at things and maybe even go by house by house in your own chart. So take your first house and look at your first house. So the first house is Aries, but what sign does it? So let's say first house might be run by Aries, but you have the sign of Cancer is there, right? So, and find out what house is your Libra moon, right? Is your Libra moon in the first house? So your Libra moon is in the first house, which is ruled by Aries. And what degree is it at? And looking at the degree. The other thing is finding out what your degree of Saturn is, and even Mars right now, because Mars will tell you what age you're acting like. So if your Mars is at 7 degrees, you might be acting like a 7-year-old, or even with your moon and your moon coming in. When will they conjunct? So at what degree do they conjunct, and how do you feel when they're conjuncting? Little things like that, because then it gives you like, oh, okay. Like when my moon conjuncted my natal moon on a solar eclipse I was just like, woo! Mama was just like, yeah. So and your Mars is in Leo. So looking at what does Mars do in Leo, right? How is your Mars in Leo, and what house is it in? My Mars is in Sagittarius, but it's in the 6th house. So there's feistiness there. I want to get out and I want to get moving, and I want to, it gives that energy. So your Mars is in Cancer. So it's like, ugh. Mars is happier in Leo than it is in Cancer. So it's hard to get motivation. You got to feel it. Right? And you got to feel the energies. And right now, Mars is going forward. Yeah, you can ask a question. Do you prefer here or Instagram? Because I've been on here for so long on Periscope. I prefer Periscope to Instagram, because politically, Periscope's better than Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook. And sometimes you can be less politically correct on Periscope than you can on Instagram. So, and sometimes I'm not politically polite when it comes to saying things. So things get deleted off of Facebook. I've had things delete off Facebook where I go back to look for it and it's gone. And I haven't on Instagram because I've kept my Instagram to readings, to basically doing readings on there and things like that. So, but I'm in a group with a lot of people that are like deleting a lot of social media, which is cool. I mean, a lot of people are doing that right now and don't want to be on Facebook or anything anymore. And so it's like, for me, it's like, okay, how do I find you? So it's sort of looking at this, even though the thing is, the long and the short of it, everything's going online. Can you see people's visions? No, I can't. Dreams, no. I just see a ring where there are 2 diamonds or rubies or 1. So color. So no, I don't see people's visions unless we are having a one-to-one reading and they start talking about it, and then I can have an idea, but I won't see it the way that you see it. So, or the colors that you may see it. You might see it differently. So I don't see that. And I kind of get leery when people say they can see somebody else's visions, because I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing in there for? So, it's trusting, it's asking for interpretation or asking for help to interpret is great. And I think that's wonderful when you can get somebody to help you to interpret what it is. But you have to trust your intuition. You got it. That's the whole thing with these energies. And I know sometimes it's hard to decipher in your intuition, because a lot of people have difficulties deciphering their intuition because it's practice. It's, when you take a moment and to breathe, take a moment to connect, take a power pause and put your hands and breathe. Which way I need to go and what do I need to go? So I know there's a lot of lightness. A lot of people are very lightheaded out there. Not a lot of people are in their bodies today. People are just like, I just want to escape this all. I'm in Virgo mood. So there might be a lot of self-talk and people not wanting to be within their bodies today. And then we're coming up to a massive T-square too. So a lot of energies you feel before it actually happens. So we do have that massive T-square coming up over and entering into the beginning of next week, which will be, I need to look at the dates. Which will be on the second day. Oops. So it'll be the yellow electric sun. So we're coming into next week to a yellow electric sun. That's cool. My mother is the ultimate cipher. I see the light. So activating your light. So this is a really good time to really stand in your light and activate it. Activating your light this weekend. And working in with the electric tone of service. So coming into what can you do to be of service this weekend? To be of service to others, to yourself, and guide it by the power of the flowering. So yeah, wow. So coming into that guidedness this week and see the connection and possibilities where many don't, and often in careers of service to others, for the value of contribution to others and long-term impact. So look at, this would be a really fabulous weekend of looking at taking the time to see what your impact is and where you are trying to control everything, where you want to control and where you need to let go of control. So this is a weekend of and especially today, starting today, taking a step back and having your higher self, allowing your higher, being guided by your higher self and guides, and that the power that brings focus to that signature provides alignment and additional perspective. So when we allow for this energy to come in, this is coming in for us to get it to begin to ripen so that we can begin to balance. So this weekend, and with the energies coming in with this weekend with Mars and Venus, this is really a time for us to take a look at where we can let go of some of the control and just, instead of trying to control it all. Where are we trying to pull all the strings instead of letting the strings go? So this is a time for us to really sit in the passion and be in the passion, because there is a storm that is brewing that is going to bring in transformation, and the transformation and move our world, and one person at a time or groups are going to stir things up. So we're going to find, as we're entering in, especially next week, that there's going to be people or groups that are going to stir things up. So we got to step back and see what are they stirring up? Is that the stew I want to eat? Is that where I want to go? So this is where to see the connections and possibilities where many don't. So this is all about looking at connections that others may not see. That means that you have to step back and take a better look. It's like if you watch, some of these with the drones, and the drones go up and they get a whole new perspective of the world around us. Same with, Daniel, with your dreams. Your dreams and visions are giving you a whole new perspective of what there is. So it's for you to let that go in many ways and not hang on to what you want it to be interpreted to, right? Because you might have an idea about the 2 rings or the 2 diamonds or whatever you have, and it's just like, okay, I need to allow myself to step back from this, give it some discernment, and look at where I can open up more for information. Anyways, that's what I'm getting. So this is for us to be having a calm exterior, hides the ever-working mind, keeper. This is sharing confidence with you and with others that you feel confident with. And coming into the calmness is going to be important. Coming into that peace. When you can come into that peace, you're going to be able to allow for your spark of new ideas to come in. So with this new year coming in, because we're coming into a year of transformation, a year of change, and with the Mayan calendar, but also within a week that's having us to come into our own stillness in order for us to have the discernment and to bring in the calmness so that we can let go and say, okay, I can't control that right now. I got to let it go. So on that note, I'm going to send you guys off with so much love. Man, that in doing that with the Mayan calendar just brought me down to. So hopefully bringing in some grounding in for you all, because that's what we want. We want to bring in some grounding so you can have a better focus to come into your passion and come into your light so that you are able to see your world with newness. Yes, I am doing fabulous. Sending you out so much love. My have a class on Sunday. So if you want to come into the Herb and Essential Oil class, let me know. It starts on Sunday, July 26th. It's in the afternoon from 1 to 4 Mountain Time, noon till 3 Pacific Time, and then you can figure out your times from there. So we will be talking about herbs, different herbs. One of the books, and I pulled it out. This is a fabulous book. So if you want to, if you don't have it, you want to look into seeing if you can get this book. It is a beautiful reference book to utilize and to work with herbs. So if you are in the class this weekend, it came to me the other day, so I know I'm not very good at getting information out to people right away sometimes. So, but this is also coming into teaching you. So the information in there is so cool. I'm telling you, the feminine energy, the planet energy, what it's good for, what you can use it for, and the magic properties. So I'm going to go through a lot of things, including things like tomatoes and pickles and strawberries. What are they, if you have those beans in your garden. So we're going to talk about that. And then also bring in the essential oils so that you can create your own essential oil roll-ons for the upcoming energies. So sending you off so much love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Thank you. Have a fabulous Friday and happy Tequila Day. Woo!